Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Blue Whale, and welcome back to another Why Did I Win? Today we're going to be playing Tryndamere. The only thing I'm going to say in this intro is that this gameplay is really long. The video might be kind of long. What we're going to do for this one is I'm going to record it kind of in my old style, which means a lot of speeding up, and I might have to rewind every now and then. So if that's going to bother you, sorry. But this game was 45 minutes and 52 seconds long, so the only way I'm going to be able to make it a sort of short video is if I speed up a lot, and then I'll have to rewind sometimes if I miss things. So basically, sorry about that, but that's how it's going to be. And anyways, if that doesn't bother you, then I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so here we are in the game, and before we get started, the music that you guys are going to hear in the background, it's the Viridian Forest remix by Glitch City. There'll be a link below if you want to listen to it outside of this video. And it might be kind of quiet, but better it be a little quiet than too loud. So this was the best volume I could get. So we're going to leave it at that. And now, the runes and masteries, the runes were really nitpicky, but I've been kind of messing around with Tryndamere, and I really think those are the best runes for him in the jungle. So those are what I ran this game. They worked out really, really well. You don't have to run those runes though. Tryndamere is very versatile on his rune page in the jungle. As long as you have some attack speed and some attack damage, you'll be fine. You can take whatever you want. You don't even have to take armor yellows on Tryndamere because it's a pretty easy jungle clear. Here, well, I'll turn off sight. I forgot about that. But as you can see, this is why you stand here. This is exactly why you stand here when you're on blue team, because their whole team tried to invade, but as soon as they come around the corner, I see them, and there's no way that they can get to me. Even if it was a blitzcrank, then maybe, but they didn't even have a blitzcrank. They were trying to cheese someone here, and when you're standing here, there's no way they can do that to you. So you just stand here, and then about 120, you can ward this bush, and then go down and get your leash. And the reason you ward this bush is in case if the enemy invades, which if you guys have played versus Lee Sin's, they usually try to invade, so he might do it this game. But anyways, so the runes are kind of nitpicky, but the masteries, I really like these masteries too. It's 18-0-12. I mean, that's pretty standard for bruisers that want to go 18 in the ferocity tree, but main point is the reason that Tryndamere is okay in the jungle now, what I really wanted to talk about was because they changed how Warlord's Bloodless works. So the way it works now is it still gives you increased attack speed and a heal when you crit enemy champion, so it's always been fine on Tryndamere. But what they did this patch was they made it give you lifesteal based on your missing life. So that just screams good for Tryndamere, right? And then the reason that it's good in the jungle, it doesn't actually heal you. It only works on minions and champions. It doesn't actually work on jungle monsters. And then as you can see, Lee Sin is going to invade me here. But I guess we can just talk about this. So Lee Sin invades me, and I've got a health pot rolling, so that way that I'll live if we get in a fight. I chase after him, Braum comes up, and then now that Braum's here, Lee Sin knows he has to leave. He flashes over. I tried to chase him with my E, but then Lux came before Kassadin. So I'm trying to get to the Lux, however, I dodged the Lee Sin Q and not the Lux E. No, the Lux Q. So then Lee Sin's going to get away, but now at least I get my red without a hassle. And now because of this, I have to go bot pretty early, because Braum sacrificed their lane phase to come up and save me from Lee Sin, which I was really grateful for, but what that means is that now I gotta go help bot. You know, they scratch my back, I scratch theirs. And then top lane, you saw Poppy died. Poppy did very, very, very badly this game, and that's just how it is. And when she loaded into the game, she said that she had the wrong masteries setup or rune setup, or something went wrong in her setup, so that she was gonna lose lane versus Riven. But I really don't think that's a good enough excuse for how poorly she does, but whatever. We just have to carry her is all it means. We're just going to have to carry her. And when you have a lane, before we talk about this fight, when you have a laner that says, I took the wrong setup, and then they go top and they feed first blood without the enemy jungler even ganking them, you cannot go to those lanes. You might go once just to try to slow down how much they die, but other than that, you have to focus on lanes that you can possibly get a lead from. You can't focus on the losing lanes and then all your other lanes happen to lose too, and then you just lose the game. So what I'm going to do is really camp bot this game, because we have Braum for CC and me and Lucian do a lot of damage, so it's going to be pretty easy gank spot. And then maybe a gank mid once or twice, because Lux is very easy to gank, but not going to touch top lane for most of the game. Now, I'm bot just because I said I was coming bot. Usually when you're clearing the jungle on Tryndamere, what you want to do is just a full clear. Don't even gank anything, just clear everything. You can pretty easily, it's not that hard. But when you do that, you take 2 points into Q. Don't get your W at level 3 if you're not going to gank. But if you're going to gank, then of course you have to get your W. It's your only CC. And now I come bot, they get in a fight, Lucian gets ignited, and Karma and Draven both flash to try to finish him off. But all that means is that now that there's a Braum passive on Draven, I'm going to get him. I do Ghost here to make sure I get one more hit in before Karma snares me. And then with that and the red buff, I'm going to be able to almost kill him. He turns around, life steals a little bit, so I go and finish him off. And here, Karma made it to where I wasn't going to get an assist on it. Not much I can do about that. Now I just have to farm. Or I farm some of the waves so I'm not super behind. And I'm going to clear my jungle and back. Now, the downside of ganking lanes early, even though that gank went pretty well, unfortunately Lucian died, but I got ahead of it, Braum got kind of ahead of it, and Lucian now, he'll be fine. You know, now that the enemy lanes aren't here and he's here, he gets a little bit of solo experience. It's not going to be a big deal. But anyways, the downside of ganking a lane like that means that Lee Sin is going to... He should invade my topside jungle, and I'm expecting him to because of how he invaded me at level 2. You know, it makes sense that he would try to invade my blue. And I go up to it, and he has. He left one of the small camps there, but other than that, he did invade it. He did take it. That was good on his part. I come top because Poppy has been screaming this whole game. So I'm going to see if I can slow down the feed, because she's already 0-2. You know, that's what I'm trying to put a band-aid on it. But unfortunately, Riven had this pinked, so I just come and clear it. Riven can't actually fight me. She's not level 6, and Lee Sin apparently isn't around. So I'm going to clear a couple of wards, and then I'm going to leave top alone. And I think that's the last time I go up there for a while. That's just... Alright, so I come mid, and we are going to rewind it. Sorry, it's happening. Let's speed it up. Alright, so what happens here is Kassadin gets ulted by Lux, and then Lee Sin shows up. So what I need to do, I was going to go flank the Lux, but then as soon as I saw the Lee Sin, I come back around. And what I want to do is block Lee Sin's Q onto Kassadin. That's all I have to do, and this fight goes pretty far in our favor, because Kassadin's level 6, and he has a bunch of mana. Lux doesn't have anything, she already ulted, and she's out of mana. So basically it's just me versus Lee Sin, and Tryndamere does more damage than Lee Sin, especially when Tryndamere's W, he takes away AD. He's pretty good at 1v1ing Lee Sin. So, long story short, if I block Lee Sin's Q, we're set. This fight's over. So I come in, try to block the Q, but then Kassadin, I was going to block it too, but then Kassadin decides to burst the Lux, which is fine. You know, he wasn't thinking what I'm thinking. He's just thinking what he needs to do. So he goes in, tries to burst the Lux. Lux flash heals. Kassadin flashes away. I slow the Lee Sin because I don't want him to finish off my Kassadin. I did slow the Lux, but there was no way I was going to be able to kill the Lux there. And then I just make sure that nothing happens to Kassadin, and we just have to leave it at that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a kill out of it, and we might not have been able to get a kill anyways because Lux did have heal, so it's not like it's a big deal that Kassadin went in too early, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now it's about jungling, and then I come back bot because the enemy bot lane was being super aggressive, my team was telling me. So we go ahead and kill the Karma, and then I try to get out, but unfortunately Lee Sin counter ganked it pretty well, so because of that, he's going to get a kill on me, and then Lucian has a level under the Draven here, so Draven's going to be able to bully him for free, and then Draven does not finish him off. So that at least went well for us. It wasn't a bad gank because bot lane was so pushed up, but what happened was, you can see bot has a ward here. They also had a ward here, and I'm pretty sure they had a ward up here too. So they knew exactly what I was doing, and then because of that, that just means that Lee Sin gets plenty of time to come and counter gank me. But like I said, I don't really care because I got a little something out of that, and the way I'm going to play this game, it's fine to trade even for bot because I'm going to be down there so much that even an even trade will eventually just benefit us more because Lee Sin's not always going to be down there because he didn't know what I was doing, but I am going to always be bot. Now, you can see Lee Sin did gank top. Riven didn't need it, but because of that, Riven gets another kill on Poppy, I guess. And then they had this pink warded, but Draven, I guess Draven thought I was going to clear the pink ward and not gank him. That's not the case. I'm going to jump on Draven immediately, use my ult because I am turret diving here. And then I'm going to get out of the turret. I did heal too early. I wasn't sure if my ult was going to block the turret or not, but my ult does end up blocking the turret, so I live there. And then we get the Draven for free and Karma's flash as well. So all that means is that, well, Draven flashed too. Both of them flashed, so that just means I'm coming bot again. And this is one of those games where just because Tryndamere doesn't have a lot of CC, yeah, and when you're playing Tryndamere, you never have to heal to full life. If you're jungling as Tryndamere in the base, I mean, just go. you'll lifesteal so much on the monsters, and the lower health you are, the more damage you get with your Q. Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine if you leave the as long as you're like at least half health, you can leave the, if you're going to go jungle. Now if you have to go gank immediately, then you should be full life. But anyways, just farming. So Devourer versus Warrior, we can talk about that right now while I farm for a little bit. And normally I would give this blue to my Kassadin. He was doing fine, but he died at a time that, or the time that he died, I needed to clear blue, so Lee Sin didn't steal it. Lee Sin had it warded, I had no idea, so he manages to steal it anyways. Ribbon comes down. I don't actually have my ult here, so I have to kind of step away until it comes up. It is up now, so now I can go back in. Lee Sin thought that I didn't have my ult. I thought he was going to hit his Q, so I ult first, but he actually missed his Q, but it doesn't even matter. Since Kassadin got here, we're going to be able to clear him off. And then Lux is coming up to try to snipe me with her ult, so I clear the ward, and then I'm just going to run and try to hide from her. Kassadin fights her. Kassadin can definitely beat her in a fight, so he's fine. And I'm going to get out of here. The Lee Sin, so I really didn't understand the Lee Sin's gameplay this game. And if our Poppy didn't have the wrong setup and didn't get beat to death by Riven, this game would have actually ended about half the time. But because of what happened, you see she went back up there and died again. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not trying to really diss on the Poppy. And I didn't say much to her in game, but when your teammates do die like that, she is feeding. You know, that's a fact. I'm not I'm not picking on Poppy. She's definitely 1-4 right now. That's not a good score. So anyways, because of that, this game lasts a whole lot longer, and it's really, really, really close at the end, and it's pretty exciting. But anyways, I was talking about the build. Oh yeah, before Lee Sin invaded me, I was talking about Devourer versus Warrior. So at the beginning of the preseason, when they first made the new jungle items, Devourer was actually pretty good, because Devourer wasn't bad. Warlord's Bloodlust was a lot better then than it was now, because it gives you attack speed on everything, not just on champions. Now it only gives you attack speed on champions. So that was good. And then Rageblade was super cheap. That was the other reason that Devourer Tryndamere was good. If you go Devourer, you have to go Rageblade. And you can do it, it's fine. But what I like to do is focus on getting pretty high crit chance more than upping my, or getting Rageblade. Because Rageblade's okay on him, but like, there's not a really good argument for it over building just regular crit chance Tryndamere. So that's what I do. Here, I go for an ambush gank bot. Lee Sin has bad pathing. He thinks it's just Braum, so he gets in a fight with the Braum, of course. That makes sense, but then it's not just Braum. It's our whole team. I ult here because I'm bronze. I thought that I might be tanking the turret or something. I don't know why I ulted, but either ways, it doesn't matter. We get another kill bot, and then we get 3 kills bot. So now, finally, my score and Lucian's score are looking really good. Braum unfortunately had 3 kills, but that's nothing to blame someone about. Just when a support takes a kill, like one of those kills was the one that Karma made sure no one else could get it, if you guys remember. And then another one of those kills, you guys might not have noticed, but it was when I was diving the Draven here, and I was about to dive the turret. Both of those kills, perfectly fine if Braum takes them, you know. Obviously the first one, no one else could have even taken it. And then the second one, I needed to get out of that turret as quickly as possible. So what I'm trying to say, long story short, is most of the time, even if a support gets killed, it's still better. Like, of course it would be best to go on a carry and not the support. But if the support gets it, at least the enemy died. You know, don't get mad at the support. They probably didn't even mean to take it. They just happened to be autoing at a bad time or something. So don't worry about that. And if they die, you're going to get a bonus. Whether you get a bigger bonus or not, you're still ahead of them because they died. So now I give blue to my Kassadin because he is alive this time. A team fight's going down bot. So what I'm going to do is pressure mid in the meantime. There's no way that I can get... Alright, we'll slow this down. There's no way I can get bot in time, so I have to go mid. And then Lux is spamming emotes at me. I don't know why she's doing that to a Tryndamere right here. I go in, I E because I predicted she was about to Q. I dodged the Q pretty nicely. Or maybe she just Q'd too late for my E. And then I'm a turret diver because I do have my ult. However, I get her heal, and then once I get her heal, I'm fine with it. You know, I'm ready to leave. She uses her E, auto attacks. I ult at a really bad time. I didn't have to ult here. I think I ulted just so she didn't spam her ult on me. And then Lee Sin happened to be hiding in the bushes. So, just my mistake. I had no idea that Lee Sin was anywhere near here. And Lux did have to heal for me. She flashes from the Kassadin. Lee Sin ults the Kassadin, and he's going to kill the Lee Sin. Maybe Lee Sin didn't have magic resist this game. But anyways, Kassadin got a bonus out of that, and even though I did die, I got Lux's flash, so I can go back mid if I need to. Or I can just go back bot, which is what I'm probably going to do. Riven teleports in. Poppy manages to CC her. But as you can see, Poppy can't extended fight Riven. My enemy team goes in, and Riven gets a double kill. And then since they're all dead, Braum's going to die too. So I guess I kind of started that fight by being there in the first place. But they should have just left much earlier. Sorry if 8 times might be too fast. It'll look really choppy. Anyways, I used my red trinket because as soon as I walked around this corner, they started running, and I knew they didn't have this warded, so I was pretty sure this was warded. Clear it, and this happened to be warded too. Clear it, and then I come to get Rift Herald just because I wanted it, but I didn't even look at the timer. Rift Herald's gonna die while Baron spawns. Unfortunate. I wanted it just. I was gonna keep it. Normally you give it to a laner, but when your top laner is already 1 and 6, you know, I'm not giving her anything. It's not out of spite to the Poppy. It's more like at this point in the game, Poppy has to build full tank, which she knows and she is doing. And anything that you give her is probably just going to be wasted because she's not going to be able to make use of it because she's so freaking weak. Now, I noticed that the enemy team's doing Dragon. We didn't have it warded, but they weren't anywhere. So they were probably at Dragon. So I go down to try to stop them, but no one else on my team. I didn't notice it quick enough, really. I didn't tell my team quick enough, so they get the Dragon for free. And then I go to clear the red because I'd rather have this red before a team fight so I can slow on auto attacks. Because even though Tryndamere has his 1 slow and his W, half of the time you won't hit it. And then even with that alongside, you still need another amount of CC. So I get the red buff. I come in. Lee Sin goes on me way too early. I am going to have to ult here. I ult. Lee Sin runs away. Lee Sin tries to flash away, but I'm going to kill him before he's able to kill me. And my team got Karma in the meantime. So even though Braum died, Lee Sin coming in on me made the fight really bad for them. And my Kassadin and my Lucian are just so ahead. And me. All of our carries are so ahead at this point that it's pretty easy. And then here, I missed that ward. I guess I just wasn't. I was probably looking up here, not looking there. But now we'll talk about the rest of the build. So Warrior Enchantment, like I said, it's better than Devour. I mean, it just is. You can take Devour if you want, but I don't really like it. I did try it. I have tried it today, and I just didn't like it very much. Next up, Phantom Dancer. Phantom Dancer has been getting these very low-key buffs like every single patch that they mess with Phantom Dancer, and right now it's super good on Tryndamere because it gives you increased movement speed when you're chasing someone, and when you don't have any CC, that's really good. 2, it's really cheap. It's only like 2,500 gold to buy, which is pretty cheap for a legendary item. And if you guys don't know, legendary item means that 2 things build into it. So Dagger into Zeal into Phantom Dancer means it's a legendary item. But anyways, that was just some trivia for you. It's really cheap, and it's just really good, and it just makes sense on Tryndamere because it basically makes you win 1v1s, and I think we're going to see pretty soon I go get in a fight with Riven. I don't know what time it happens, but at the time of the fight, Riven's doing a lot better than me, but since I have Phantom Dancer, I am going to beat her. So, spoiler, I am going to kill Riven in a 1v1 pretty soon. But other than Phantom Dancer, obviously you need to get Infinity Edge because you're playing Tryndamere, and then at that point you have 85% crit because your passive gives you 35%, so I just counted at that. So you can build another crit item. A Static Shiv would pump you up to 100% most of the time, and I guess you could go Essence. Okay, here my team gets fight. I come in late, so all I'm going to do is clean up. That's pretty much what Tryndamere likes to do if possible. I kill the Karma. I try to tank for my team a little bit. And then I run away, Draven ults at me, Lee Sin Qs me, I'm going to get out. All that happened was Karma died for Kassadin. Basically, I wasn't there, so my team really shouldn't have started the fight anyways, but they did anyways. I said anyways like 4 times there. I wasn't there, so my team shouldn't have started the fight, but they did. So it went kind of poorly. And then here, alright, let's just rewind it, because who cares about me getting Scuttlebug? So here, what's happening now? Let's look at everything. I have 220 life and I do not have ult. I'm going to heal on Scuttle because I have my jungle item, so that's 10% lifesteal. I have 1 lifesteal Quint, and I'm Tryndamere. After I clear Scuttle, I'll be about half health, and that's enough to get back into this fight. Now let's look mid. Draven's here, Lux is here, Lucian and Poppy are here. Poppy is not a champion in this game. You might as well think of her as a siege minion. Lucian's at a disadvantage here. And then Lee Sin's coming around to finish off Braum. My team needs to leave. This is not a good fight. But let's see what happens. Lucian's harassing the Draven a little bit. He gets a crit. That crit makes Poppy think that she can go in. She goes in on the Draven. Meanwhile, Lucian's trying to save my Braum's life. Poppy completely CCs the Draven, which was pretty good, but Draven still had his heal. And then Lux and Draven are both hitting her, so they're going to live. And then Lee Sin's killing the Lucian because Lucian came to save Braum, which was okay, but he can't 1v1 Lucian. I mean, Lee Sin. Lucian cannot 1v1. Sorry. Lucian cannot 1v1 Lee Sin. That is a tongue twister if I've ever heard one. But now I'm ready to come back into the fight. I killed Scuttle. I'm full rage bar and about half life. So now I'm coming back in to try to save Lucian from the Lee Sin. Lucian could have ran down, and then there would have been no problems at all. Or he could have ran straight to me. No problems at all. But he does end up killing the Lee Sin with the help of Braum's... Somebody exhausted. I thought Braum exhausted. Yeah, he did. Okay. With the help of Braum's exhaust, Lucian's going to kill the Lee Sin. But Draven throws out one auto at the end. And that's going to finish off Lucian. And then I think about coming into this, but there's no way. Even though he has Braum's passive on him, I just don't have my ult. So there's no way. Riven's also here. I'm not going to be able to do anything. So, what went wrong there, kids, was Lucian was too worried about his support's life. Not to be mean, but supports are supports for a reason. Carries should always save themselves before supports. And same thing with tanks. And then 2, Poppy went onto the Draven, which was okay, but as soon as Lucian stopped going onto the... Okay, we'll watch this again. I want to talk about this fight before we do this. Okay, about this fight. So Poppy went on the Draven. That was okay, but as soon as Lucian left, she should have left with Lucian. If they had all gone to Lee Sin, they probably could have won the whole fight. And that's the long story short. I won't talk about it anymore. Here, I know I can 1v1 Riven, because I already have Phantom Dancer and all the pieces to Infinity Edge. I'm really strong. Riven's 10-1. She thinks she can 1v1 me. She even has a level on me, but Phantom Dancer made the difference here. So we can just watch it. Do it to normal speed. She jumps on me. I use my W before she hits a single spell on me because your W does lower their attack damage by 35. And that's just going to save me some life in the long run. Then when I get this low, the reason I ulted so early, like this ult might look really bad, but Riven could have ulted and used Hydra at any second before, or as soon as I ulted, that was the time that Riven could have ulted Hydra and nuked me. So I'm going to ult before that happens. Riven's mad. She was trying to ult Hydra me. I promise, guys. But since I ulted, she's not going to be able to do it, obviously. And then I get a few crits on her, and my Phantom Dancer is going to keep me alive when my ult ends. And she's going to die. And that's just the power of this Phantom. The Phantom Dancer has just been buffed so much. And that was also Warlord's increased lifesteal. It's 20% versus champions, which is a lot of lifesteal when you're in your ult on Tryndamere. And also, the increased attack. He's good. I think that Warlords might benefit lane Tryndamere more than jungle Tryndamere for obvious reasons, because you can heal on minions with Warlords and it doesn't heal you on monsters. But that being said, your jungle item is enough to heal off of jungle camps. So I think that it's fine. I really do like it on Tryndamere because you don't have to build any... Oh, I sped it. I was trying to slow it down and I sped it up. You don't have to build any lifesteal items with this new Warlords on Tryndamere pretty much. Okay, my team goes to the Baron. I actually called this. This Baron's fine. But what happens is Lux comes in, she wards it, and Lux is a champion that's really, really good at securing Barons. I have gotten stolen by Luxes before. This one doesn't get stolen, but what they do is they just throw their E down and then they ult at the same time, and that does a lot more damage than your smite, just depending on how fed the Lux is. But this Lux wasn't very fed, so it's not that bad. And then as you can see, my team's still hitting it. I mean, yeah, we want it dead, but I just stopped because I want this Lux's E to go off, not when the Baron has no life. Then here, Lux's E, did it proc? Yeah, Lux's E is procced at this point. Draven's ult comes in, and then it's at 862 life, so I smite it. My smite did 850 damage. I was pretty sure it was going to take, you know, another 12 damage from something in that 1 second, which it does. I get the Baron, and then Riven comes around, but I messed up really bad here because my ult's still not up. So I ran in because I was going to fend off the Riven and save my carry's life. But since my ult wasn't up, I should have just ran. Because of that, I run over the wall, but I got ignited. Riven jumps over, and I'm ghosting. I'm trying to get away from her, but it's Riven. You really can't run from her. And then my ult does come up at the end, but I was going to die. I mean, it was 2v1, and they're both really fed, so I was dead one way or the other. So I just not going to waste my ult in that case. Let myself die. But we did get the Baron, and 3 people are still alive. So that Baron was totally worth it, especially if your carries get the Baron. So Kassadin and Lucian still have theirs. Even if just your tank and support get the Baron, and that's it, that would still be worth it. But now it's totally worth it with both of our carries having it. The enemy team gets the dragon, and that's only a problem because, like, second dragon, they did buff second dragon, but the enemy team already has almost all of our turrets anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they get the second dragon. But we don't want them to get third dragon, because third dragon makes a big difference at all stages of the game. It's not just when you're fighting turrets, which is what second dragon is. Third dragon matters all the time. So if we can help it, we'll prevent them from getting third dragon, but I do think they get it. We already have a dragon, and you know, as I've said before, the first dragon's the most important one other than the fifth. So as long as you have a dragon, you're fine. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to try to get some turrets. I call for the team to come top because we still have 3 barons, and we haven't taken a single turret top. So if we just come top, we have so much gold to catch up on. As you can see, we're about 2,000 gold down, but if we get both of these turrets and maybe win a team fight in the meantime, we'll be ahead in gold, and that's my main goal here. So I tell my team to come top. They do listen. As a side note, this Poppy argued with me the whole game, which, I mean, she was having a bad game, and I didn't argue. When I say argue, she just disagreed with my calls all game, which is really frustrating. When somebody does that, if the whole team agrees with them, you just have to do it. But luckily, our team agreed with me, so Poppy just had to man up and do what I said, because I knew how to win. Anyways, we get in a fight. Here, it's 3 carries. Well, it's Lee Sin and Riven. They're both super fed, and Karma does a lot of damage with... And then it's just me. I'm the only damage here. Poppy doesn't exist. Remember, she's just a siege minion. And Braum doesn't do any damage. Obviously, he's a CC monster. So I get pretty much bomb blasted. I'm going to have to run into the back. And then here... Oh, yeah. I threw this fight here. So I come in to try to just... All I wanted to do was just get my W off on somebody and then leave. So I hit my W. As you see, it was on cooldown. But Draven's ult manages to just clip me. I'm going to die. Lee Sin comes in, but he doesn't get anything out of it. I think Lucian might live here. Kassadin also was not in the fight, or maybe he just recalled. Either way, I could have lived, and it would have been a lot better for my team if I had just not W'd the Lee Sin. I thought it was going to make a big difference, but I died. Huge mistake. But on top of that, Kassadin just one-shot Draven, if you saw. He did really well this game, and the enemy team... since we have a Tryndamere and a Lucian, they're going to have to build armor. You can't not build armor versus Tryndamere. I think everyone knows that. So because of that, this Kassadin's going to go pretty ham this game. As you can see, they're going to fight. Kassadin's just doing crazy damage. Riven teleports in. Alright, what needs to happen here is Poppy E's her right now. If she eat her right now, she gets stunned there, and Lucian just runs down here. But what happens is Poppy waits too long to E, doesn't stun the Riven, and Lucian tries to fight the Riven. It looks pretty well. It looks like it's going pretty well, but that's just because Riven hasn't touched Lucian yet. As soon as Riven touches him, Lee Sin also comes in. He just insta-dies, and then Poppy, I mean, Siege Minion here, is not going to be able to do anything. She dies too. So, a lot of... well, I don't have to say. We're talking about me, not them, but if they had done that, it would have gone better. So I'll leave it. Now, so I come in, I find Lee Sin in his jungle, so I go to try to smite his wolves before he does. I do get it. It's not a big deal, but just remember that if you can ever smite enemy wolves, you always should. It's always worth it. Then here, Karma catches us out with her stupid spooky ghost, Frost Queen's Claim, and then Riven comes in. Normally it would have been fine. I try to get the stun on Riven. Braum gets it, and then I knew that Lee Sin and Draven were still around, and it turns out all 5 of them are here, so I'm just going to ditch Braum. This is the case where I actually mentioned this not long ago. Carries live before supports. Sorry, Braum, you're a support, and sorry, Siege Minion, I really don't care if you die. I'm going to get out of here because I need to stay alive, and all our team had to do, I don't know if you guys have been paying this close attention, I haven't mentioned it, but we have not fought a 5v5 yet. We fought several 4v5s, and they've gone okay, but we've never been as a full 5. So all our team needs to do is try to group as 5 and win a team fight. since Braum died, we kind of have to just let this stuff die. Poppy could go in, but Poppy also has to peel for Lucian. So really, in this scenario, if Braum's alive, he can kind of peel for Lucian, but in this scenario, she has to peel, so we're not really going to be able to do anything. Cassian harasses them a little bit, and then we're going to leave it at that. And then they're also going to get this turret, so, and it's not Braum's fault that he died. I mean, I, for one, was way over here, too. I could take half of the blame, Braum can take half of the blame, but just the fact that he's dead, not his fault, but the fact that he was dead means that they get all this, but it's fine. Now we're going to get into a team fight. It's finally going to be a 5v5. Poppy jumps on the Draven. That was okay. She did this every time. It would have been a lot better if she had peeled most of the time, but whatever. She jumps on the Draven, and I think Cassian's going to blow up the Draven here. Oh, I slap him. I slap him to kill him, and then I'm going to go peel for my Lucian because somebody needs to peel for him because he was super fed. He's 8-3, you know. Just peel for your fed 80 carries. Come on. But anyways, I come in. My ult's down, so I'm not going to be able to do too much, but then Riven's dead. And now that Riven's dead, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to heal massive life while I hit this Lux because Warlords is busted on Tryndamere. And I had, just because Warlords is busted. And then Phantom Dancer means that she's going to have a harder time killing me anyways. So we kill her, and then it's an ace. Now, I wanted my team to go mid, even though they had supers way down here, so we don't have minions. Tryndamere is going to be able to do what me and Lucian do pretty much by himself. So, I mean, I get this turret, me and Lucian get the turret, that's good. And then we are actually going to get this turret too. I probably could have done all that by myself, but what I was just thinking in the game is that they might have been able to get this turret with 2 tanky champions Lucian there. Now we're going to run. I actually managed to hit a miracle slow on Lee Sin. That wasn't intended, but it happens. And then we're going to leave. Now, we just won a 5v5 very handedly. So all we have to do is get in another 5v5. And what we have to do in fights, even me, well, basically what I'm going to do in fights is I'm just going to go in and get completely focused because they don't want me killing their whole team. And then either I'm going to die or I'm going to get out with like no HP and have to come back in later. What my team generally needs to do is heal for our Lucian because he's super fed, and kill Riven first because she's super fed, and then work on Draven after that because he does a lot of damage. So we'll rewind it. I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry if this is disorienting for you. But anyways, alright, what's happening here? Karma does not have this warded. She's coming to ward the Baron because they just did the Dragon. Yeah, they just did the Dragon, so they need to get wards on Baron. Baron spawned about the same time Dragon did, so now they're running up here to make sure we don't clear it. But Karma pretty much walks into this bush, so I'm going to start slapping her, get her down to about half-life, and then here's where all the focus comes on me. My carries were in the back. They had really good positioning. This is really good. And then Poppy, Siege Minion over here might do something. But anyways, where am I at? I'm about to get bum blasted. So I got Karma to half health, and then the Lux ult comes in, the Lee Sin ult comes in, the Riven ult comes in. I managed to ult the Riven ult, and then I actually go in. I definitely suicided here, but the reason I did that was because I wanted to get a little more damage on Riven if I could, which I do. I actually hit her twice, so now she's almost dead. And then also, my team didn't need me to kill Lee Sin, so I could have lived, but I got more done by hitting the Riven twice than I would have done by living and backing and coming back. The fight would have been over by then. So I go in, die, and now Lucian and Cassian should be able to clean this up pretty easy. Riven has no life. Lucian goes on her. Siege Minion gets the last hit. Then Draven, like I said, Draven's the next target. He starts going off. In the meanwhile, Cassian could have jumped straight on Draven and made this fight a little bit easier, but he actually eliminates all of them before he gets to Draven, including Lux. She's about to die too. All our team had to do here was hit one Braum passive on Draven. Lux isn't a threat. I mean, she's 3 and 4. She does a little bit of damage, but she's mainly there to stun people so Draven can kill them. All we need is a Braum passive on Draven, and then Lucian can EN, get 2 auto attacks. That's already half of it. Then Cassian can jump on him, get an auto attack, and then Lucian would have got another. Basically, Draven will get instantly stunned, and then the fight's over. So my team's going to try to do, they actually go on the Lux first. They're able to do that because Braum's got his shield up, so they're fine. Lucian hits the Draven a little bit. They go back, finish off the Lux. Braum gets the kill somehow. And Braum misses his Q, so now everyone has to, stay back. Don't get near him. Wait till it's back up. Braum has his shield, and then he hits the Q, and then Lucian jumps in. Cassian gets one shot, but it's over. We managed to take down raid boss Draven. Normally Draven wouldn't be that big a deal, but our whole team was less than half life, and Draven was still full life, so that's why it was a big deal. But another 5v5 that our team won very easily. So general consensus is we should just 5v5 more often. They get this turret, and then meanwhile I'm gonna make sure none of our Nexus turret dies, because letting your Nexus turret die is very bad. They also regen life, so if you can even save them when they're really low, it's always worth it because they regen life. So just try to save your Nexus turrets. We clear the minions, and then now I just want to get in another fight because we won 2 team fights in a row, and we don't want them to get Baron and then completely crush our base because we already have an open inhibitor. So Baron super minions will tear down a base. You guys probably know that. So I come up here. I'm a little out of place, but I'm pretty tanky at this point. And then as far as the build, we mentioned Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat. Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, and Warrior Enchantment are the core. This game I went Boots of Swiftness, Alacrity to get a ton of movement speed. Boots of Swiftness got weaker. I normally go Merc Treads on Tryndamere, and I'm actually going to switch to Merc Treads once I'm at 6 items. But for now, this is what it is. And then I went Sunfire Cape because Riven and Lee Sin kept beating the hell out of me every fight. Draven was too, and Lux really wasn't doing anything. So I need to get some armor. This also gives me some good life. Dead Man's Plate would have been fine here, but I think Sunfire Cape gives you a little more armor. And also, it does deal some more damage. I didn't need Dead Man's Plate for the mobility since I have Swiftness and Phantom Dancer, so instead we're going to go Sunfire Cape. And last item is going to be a Maul Mortius because I don't have a magic resist item, and Tryndamere, when he's ulting, he has Warlord's Bloodlust, 20% lifesteal, and if he has the Mob thing, which does proc by the time you're ulting, you get even more lifesteal. So that just makes a really, really unkillable Tryndamere. Maul Mortius is pretty good on him. So anyways, no more talking about the build. I am going to switch it to Merc Treads, Alacrity at some point. Now we can talk about what's going on here. So I'm a little out of place, but I am pretty tanky. So I'm going to clear these wards. I managed to get 3 wards with it, actually, because Braum comes up to help me. And then I try to come over here to see if it's warded. I don't get there in time. I am going to ward it myself. Oh yeah, and I did go the warding smite. If you're not versus non-hit jungler, I like the warding smite the most. Blue smite will help you gank some, but I like having red. You guys have seen my videos. You know why I do this. Now, all we need to do is what we've done every single fight so far. And what we've done is we kill Riven, and then we kill Draven. But Siege Minion is going to go on Draven first this fight. Look at this. Who can follow up on this? Maybe Kassadin, but does Kassadin really want to jump into 5 people? No. Me and Lucian are way in the back. We can't do anything in this fight. Siege Minion goes in. She gets down to about 3/4 life. Lee Sin comes in, and then Lee Sin's obviously gunning for Lucian. He does manage to kick the Lucian back, and then as soon as that happens, I'm going to jump over and peel the Riven, because somebody needs to peel the Riven. Unfortunately, Lux hits an ult on the Lucian, and then me being super bronze, I didn't even get my ult off, because I mean, somebody kind of nuked me. It's the same thing about smiting early. You should always Tryndamere ults early. Completely my fault that I died. But even if I hadn't have died, what could I really have done there? Because Lucian was already dead, and their whole team weren't really missing any life. So, might not have lost the fight that harshly if I had lived, but pretty unfortunate that Siege Minion wanted to go on Draven first. Pretty much. Now, they try to get Draven out of our base. I don't think he kills any of them. I think we just kind of have to leave it. And then they're going to go get the Baron. I just spawned, so I'm running up there, but I think they get it before I get up there. Yeah. So now all we can do is just farm for a while, try to wear out the Baron, and hope that they don't. They're probably going to go bot, because we still have a turret they can get, and they can get the inhibitor. So our team, I'm going to actually finish farming up for my Maul Mortius. I'm going to get it after I clear these minions. And then I'm going to leave. I don't clear this other wave because that would have been way too greedy. I don't have sight of all the enemies. I think they're going bot. And I mean, I know they're going bot now. But I'm talking about in the game, I thought they were going bot. So I still didn't want to stay for a whole nother wave because Riven, I might be able to 1v1 Riven, but Lee Sin's usually with her, so I couldn't do that. So anyways, get my Maul Mortius. I'm super strong right now, but the enemy team does have Baron. Baron gives you, let's read what Baron gives you. Increased attack damage and ability power. It's not that much, but it is enough to turn a fight when the game's this close. And then their minions are just going to rape our whole base. I mean, it's just going to happen the whole time. So what we really need to try to do is wave clear. We don't really have that good wave clear because I am playing Tryndamere. And I think Draven way overextends pretty soon. We can just watch it at this speed. Let's see. Where is it? Oh yeah, our team gets blasted by Lux the whole time. Oh yeah, and then here's where Draven overextends. Braum hits an ult on him. He's almost dead already. I come in a little bit, and then I'm gonna leave. The reason that I leave here, and people don't do this enough in solo queue. Basically, this fight is going badly. We're losing this fight. I mean, I'm half health. Braum's barely alive. Cassin's barely alive, and Poppy's ignited. She's about to be barely alive. But we're in our base, and it's past 20 minutes. So all we have to do is get home guard, come back out, and then we can win the fight because they used a lot of stuff to get us this low. But people don't do that enough in solo queue. If we go in, we're going to lose this fight, and we're going to lose this turret either way. But if we leave, we are going to lose this turret, and then we come back in and win the fight. So I get my team too. They do actually listen to me. Sorry, I meant to speed it up there. We all live somehow. Even Siege Minion manages to live. And now we come back into the base. We get our home guards popped. I still have my ult. I didn't have to use my ult there. Lee Sin ults me immediately, but I'm going to jump on this Draven because I still have my ult, and he's slowed, so I'm going to jump on him. He uses one summoner heal. I get my ult off, and then I'm going to try to slap Riven, but she runs away, so I slap Lee Sin in the meantime. We're going to get Lee Sin. Lux hits an ult. I think Lucian's been dead for a while, so now it's all up to Cassidy to do damage with Siege Minion here. Cassidy does do the damage, and then when it's just Lux, she doesn't do anything. Karma's the support. So we managed to win it, but we did lose a Nexus turret in the meantime. So, pretty rough fight, but the only reason that fight was that rough was because they had Baron. Every other 5v5 team fight has not been a problem for our team. So, I'm screaming in chat at this point. Not raging, but I'm just saying 2 people go to Dragon, 2 people go to Dragon, and Poppy can wave clear. 2 people go to... They finally go over there. It obviously need to be Cassidy and Braum because... Poppy can wave clear, alright. Cassidy can wave clear the best, but if Cassidy doesn't go to Dragon, then who's going to kill the Dragon, right? So Cassidy goes to the Dragon. Braum helps him out. Poppy wave clears. And we're good. It's fine. Even though they got 2 of our inhibitors and a Nexus turret's down, they don't have Baron. And we still win 5v5s. We haven't lost a real 5v5 yet the whole game. So now it's just farming a little bit. I think I'm going to go get my merc treads pretty soon. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm ready to leave and get my merc treads. I'm recalling. And then Cassidy, cheeky as he is, he decides he's going to one-shot Draven. So he explodes the Draven. Draven barely lives. Cassidy goes into Zonia's. And now our team's going to run up. Unfortunately, it's just Cassidy and Braum right now, but it's fine. It's fine. We come in. I use my W early so that Riven... Well, I tried to hit Riven. I think I only hit... Yeah, I only hit Lee Sin. I tried to hit Riven, but I was out of range. I'm going to go on the Riven here. Well, after Lee Sin ults me, I'm going to go on the Riven. Kill the Riven. Next up is Draven. I'm going to E to him. He dies in the meantime, and then I should be hitting these guys. If I had hit them, I wouldn't have gotten low, but Lee Sin hits his Q on me, and then I know how Lee Sin works. He obviously was going to try to come last hit me. I make sure to stay out of his range. And then... here, what Cassidy should have caught the Lee Sin because it's Cassidy. You can't run away from Cassidy, but I think he just gives up because Lee Sin was out of sight, which is okay too. Now we're gonna go push. Now they have an open inhibitor, and we have a minion wave mid, and we have me and Lucian. So we're gonna be able to take this inhibitor. We're gonna actually take a Nexus turret. I was trying to end here. I thought that maybe we could, but what happens is my team went to hit the bottom inhibitor before we went for the turrets, which was okay. They just wanted to get the inhibitors and get out. We get a Nexus turret, and then since they went bot, look at this wave. This wave started attacking their bot wave, and we have to wait on a whole nother wave to get there before any minions are going to tank this turret. And you know, if no minions are around, look, it has 226 armor. We need a minion there to take that turret. Or do turrets have that much light armor anyways? No, I don't think they do. Okay. Anyways, that's not that important. Since they went to attack bot inhibitor, which I'm not blaming them for it, but because of that, we had to wait too long to get this turret. So now we're going to get the bot inhibitor, and we're going to leave. So we got 2 turrets there, 2 inhibitors. And I am going to die here, but it's better me than Lucian or Cassidy, because they're the real carries. I'm pretty much... I do a lot of damage, but everyone knows how to play against Tryndamere these days. You know, they're not going to just let me do a ton of damage then. They're going to focus me immediately. Now we'll just speed it up. They come to try to get a return inhibitor, and our team doesn't really need to fight here, because now we're at the point that if we just win one more fight, just one more fight when I'm up, we can end the game. But I think my team, and if they were going to go in, they should have done it when when the enemy team had an inhibitor hit. Now that the inhibitor's gone, all the enemy team has to focus on is our team. And here Cassidy goes in. He's not going to die. He uses his Zonias. Then he's going to ult out. Poppy does not stun the Riven for some reason, so Riven jumps over the wall. And now Cassin's alive. No one has died yet. Rom gets a little bit too close. They're going to go on him. Lucian's running away. Lucian played this well. He doesn't need to get close to Lee Sin or he's going to die. Lux hits a pretty good ult, does some damage. In the meantime, Lucian's stunning whoever he can. Cassin's going to die, but he does trade it for Riven, which is totally worth it. Lucian's going to die, but he doesn't trade anyone. But now I'm finally back up. I got my ult. I got a red pot. I'm full build. I even have the merch reds. It's on. They were trying to finish our Nexus. They got the last Nexus turret, but I'm here. So me and Siege Minion are going to jump after them. Draven first. If I don't kill Draven, he's going to kill the Nexus. After Draven, Lux or Lee Sin. Lee Sin's going to try to kill it, but I think Siege Minion's going to handle him. So I'm going to go on Lux, because even though you would think that AD champions do more to structures, but you guys know AP converts against structures, and she also has sorcery, which does damage against structures. Or just turrets, okay. Doesn't do damage to structures, but whatever. She's doing a lot of damage in her auto attacks too. So I'm just going to go straight on the Lux. I wasn't going to be able to get to Lee Sin in time anyways. So I jump on the Lux. Lux knows that I'm going to kill her if she doesn't run. They finally get Lee Sin. And here, my team's going to batter the Karma all around. Just makes it a little bit longer for me to get there. But we kill her, and the Nexus lives. Nexus lives with 700 life. Wipe the sweat off your brow and get back into the game. So, now that I was back up, I'm going to go for the end here because my ult's still up. I didn't even have to ult at all. There's no chance of the enemy team killing me there just because I had Red Potion and my Maw finished. And Phantom Dance, I was just a monster at this point. So I come back in. I'm ready to do this turret like right now. I don't care if the minions are there. I get Braum to tank it for a little bit. He backs off too early. And somehow I start tanking it. Oh, because I had a Sunfire Cape. So I start tanking it. Riven jumps on me, but I'm not having it. I'm not even going to touch her. I'm just going to ult and go for the Nexus because Draven was about to spawn. And we finally get a Nexus. It was a good game. It was a super fun game. Unfortunately, our Poppy did feed massively hard early game, but luckily, her worst score was 1-10, and now she's 5-11. So she did finally get her act together. And in that scenario, like I said, you just got to focus the lanes that might do well. So just go bot, go bot, go bot. And Tryndamere is so much fun. I love playing Tryndamere. I don't think that he's top tier. He's just viable in the jungle, pretty much. So if you guys want to play Tryndamere, use this build. It's fine. He's so much fun to me to play. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.